You're afraid to invest? Well, wait till you meet this guy. Hey, welcome back. I want you to meet a guy by the name of David Sandhi. David lives in Prince Rupert, British Columbia. He's just starting off as a real estate investor, and he's got some real out-of-the-box approaches on how he raises money. Anyway, I love the energy of this guy, and I can't wait for you to meet him. Here he is. Check out this interview with David Sandhi.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Where are you located?
I'm in the north coast. We're Prince Rupert, BC.
Oh, you're in God's country.
Yeah, we're pretty. It's nice over here. It's nice. It's quiet. The city's it's quite far, but we travel quite a bit, but to Vancouver and those areas.
So how far are you from Vancouver?
Driving, we're like 18 hours.
Oh wow! So you're way the heck up there.
It's a unique island kind of. We're like a port city now because very geographically we're for the world trade we're a good.
You're right at the front seat.
Yeah, we're over to the Asian markets for all the resources. A lot of stuff comes through our ports here, and a lot of new companies are coming, and like liquefied propane, multiple big. Yeah, there's like billion-dollar companies coming in now. So and there's like limited space. And no one's building houses. So everything's
everything's going up.
Asset inflation it's taken off quite a bit. 4x to compared to 10 years ago, everything's like 4x.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
it's almost as bad as our area.
Yeah, and you're over in I'm in Ontario?
Ontario. I'm 60 miles west of Toronto in a community called Cambridge.
Cool. That's very neat. I went to down to Oakland for game 3 of the Raptors finals.
Oh, terrific. Okay, very good.
That was a good time.
Very good. Now, are you a native of BC?
I am. Well, I was born and raised in Prince Rupert. Born and raised. We left a little bit, not really. Came back, and we've been situated here for the last 13 years now. And we've just worked our way up in Rupert here, and
right.
I was just able to resign from a port job. They call it like the fantasy lottery jobs out here. So I was able to resign after 11 years working for them, and 5 years at this other port, and I put up the gloves, and now we're doing our own thing finally. Excellent. Yeah.
So tell me about Tilt Ventures.
It's a venturing company. It's a venturing company where it's like, guys, we don't have much in town here. We have a McDonald's, we have a Subway, but we have one drive-through. It's like, I'll put up the capital, half the capital. I'll buy the real estate. Let's bring A&W. Let's bring IHOP, right? Grinch pancakes year round. Walk-in clinics. We can. All this stuff's possible, and nobody's doing it. And I've watched over the last, I've been here I'm born and raised, 33 now in Prince Rupert, and I've seen, the changes. And there's not much growth on commerce side, other than big corporations coming into the town, taking the individuals of the city, giving them the money that they good for them, and that no one invests back in the city. And so it's like, it's just a cycle. And us as a community, we pay crazy amounts of taxes. Like on my house alone, I pay over $8,000 in tax alone.
Wow. Yeah.
Just on my own. And it's raising every year. It's like, that's the only way the city knows how to make money.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I made this company dedicated to commerce, and it's got a bunch of different companies in it, and I'm gonna try to make dozens. I'm gonna try to put my mind to it for the next 7 to 10 years, and try to give back to the community in ways that we should be able to. And economically, we could sustain ourselves. It's just people don't understand. You can't keep paying somebody $14 to be a dishwasher when the other guy's going to pay him $50 for the 2 days they work in a month, they're gonna say,
Yeah.
now we're a 50 guy. You know, it doesn't. We have to take the Fort Mac way, and it's like when the oil people come, McDonald's got to pay $28 an hour just to be able to retain some of their own people, right? So you have to take that approach, and I'm going to try to do it myself, and hopefully like-minded individuals will want to, group up, and we'll try to do it. We're going to try, but right now I'm just in acquisition mode, so I'm just trying to obtain more housing. We just got four townhouses in June. I just bought this commercial building in May, and I got 8 more units coming at the end of this month. But I got to keep going all in on these projects. So it's yeah. So it's tough to do commerce side when I got to take care of the income side, because I've now quit all my jobs, and I got a job. I got to get my income straight so that I can give back to the community. And it's not just through, I do a lot of stocks and just different ways of investing. And so I try to go get capital that way, and try to spend it in my city. In May, I resigned from my jobs. In June, I hit a million on AMC, and I went and bought 6 units that will produce cash, and I went all in cash because the bank no longer, though they thought I still worked at my job, and I quit.
Right.
And so I had to do something out of the box, and we hit, and I was able to obtain the project that I had already, had a deal for, and I'm just gonna try to keep doing this, and I've been doing it for so long now. So I think, Rupert needs it.
Good. So let me ask you. So you tackle these projects on your own, or do you take partners, or how does it work?
So all of it's been myself, or I've taken a small loan from an individual, like somebody in the family, but it's nothing like substantial. It's like a small amount. I started 11 years ago when I was just grinding. Well, I started like maybe 16 years ago, grinding 3 to 4 jobs a day. We'd start at 6 in.the morning, do fishing, prawning, or shrimping in the harbor. We'd unload trucks, and then I go to my mom's pizza shop, but she only owned 20% of it, and I was working there for free for 7 years. And so I do that, and then get off of there, and then I go to one of the poker games, and I try to grind my money there. And so over time, I've just been investing differently. And then 11 years ago, I bought my first rental, and it was from my father-in-law. And back then, upstairs was making 700, downstairs was making 500, and I paid 130. And I put down 20%. I put down 20. And I haven't looked back. I sold it in January for $350. I mean, he gave me 300, and then he was supposed to give me 50 cash. He still owes me some money. But over time, and the rents have come up to upstairs has a potential of 2,500, and downstairs 1,250. So those are with inflation. I understand just through experience. And most of it's been through hard work and dedication. And I didn't have my 20s. I didn't party. I didn't have my teens. We would be gambling up until in the morning. We go to biology class. We this is the stuff we used to do back in the day. We used to just grind different ways and seek capital outside the box stuff. And so now I'm 33. We do have I'd say one of the nicest houses in town. We got commercial building. We have a ton of stuff now in town, and it's time to give back to the community. And you know what? We will bring the A&Ws. We will do this stuff, and we just gotta raise capital. That's it.
Gotcha. So how are you going about raising capital then? How are you doing that now?
I've been just doing stocks myself. Sports.
Okay, so you're not going out talking to any kind of mortgage brokers or anything like that?
No, not mortgage brokers, but I do it through the bank. So I went all in cash, and now give me my money back. All in cash, give me my money back. That 1 million can turn into 10.
Yeah,
just through the ways we can do it.
Just through the market rising and that
absolutely.
Sort of thing.
And they'll give me back 80% every time I go and I buy a property of cash or whatever.
Yeah,
the banks will give me back 80%. Well, then you go
Gotcha.
find a deal for 35% off. You go all in cash, say, hey, that's actually not I go get it appraised, pay the 12 G's in appraisals. The banks will use them, and now it's appraised at 35 increase
Yep.
percentage, and
Yep.
now give me 80% of that to my money
Yep.
back. And now
Gotcha.
I go to the next project and cash. Always it has to be in something that's making money. So
Sure.
um,
It's got a cash flow.
it has to be cash flow
Yep.
positive, and because nowadays the banks only take 50% of what it can fully give you. So
Yeah, on
on
the
something that
offset.
brings in,
Yeah.
yeah, something that brings in 10 grand, banks only can use $55,000 of that, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to kind of wiggle your way around with, because my housing company, I just started a housing company last month, Tilt Housing, and so they told me in town I needed like 4 units, 4 addresses on the same like apartment building or whatever. So I went and bought one that was dormant for 4 years, and housing is so limited in town. We need 1,500 more houses. There's 4,600 houses in town. We need at least 1,500 more houses minimum.
Now, is there a lot of building going on or no?
No, very little. There's one
Wow.
huge building, 60 units in there. We're thinking about, hey, he wants to rent it out at 825 or 850 a unit. I'm thinking, hey, lease it to Tilt Housing. We'll give you the 480 that you want. Let us rent it out for 1,500 a pop.
Gotcha.
But that's the only complex that's like going in all of Prince Rupert, and we're a huge port city. Like we're such a crazy location. We're like 3 days closer to the Asian communities, right? So like give me your resources, take our manufactured goods, get it out. So we're a really good key location, and so no one's putting money into it. Everybody knows how, like, the city gets no money from the ports here. They get through whatever laws it is. They pay next to nothing in taxes, and then they do a good thing like, oh, we're giving 30 grand here or 20 grand here. It's like, guys, come on, this is not doing it. This is not sustaining. And so now they're like, oh, we'll put in a new brewery, but we're gonna lease it to these individuals for 50 grand a year, but we'll put in the 2.5 million to renovate it. It's like, guys, how's that? What is that's not sustaining no economic. That doesn't make no sense.
Well, when you got tax revenue, it doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, keep taxing my stuff keeps going. I gotta pay them more every year. Utilities, each unit, each address that you have is like $1,400 or $1,500 a pop for just water and sewage and garbage. So that's each address. Times that by 20, you're paying lots. And then property taxes, lots, insurances. There's so much overhead that you cannot win in rent. You win in the appreciation and the leverage.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you, how do you go about finding your properties? Do you find them on MLS?
So I privately. So people are like, so this fourplex that I got, I paid $625,000 in cash.
Yep.
It brings in $10,000 revenue.
Yep.
It was like 35% off, but 4 years dormant and Tilt Housing and I have Tilt Contracting. We got to come in and we got to fix it.
But how do you find them privately? Where do you hunt them down?
So that one, I worked with a friend 8 years ago. He came into town. I knew his mom had bought that 8 years ago.
So like a referral, basically, right? It was like somebody.
Well, it's like it was just through text message. I was like, I talked to him I planted the seeds like 8 months ago, and then he's like, she doesn't want to sell. And then she emailed me. And then she's like, let's set up a date. And then she called me. She's like, this is what I'm asking. I'm asking 600. What happened is I had to give her a $25,000 increase because I quit my job and my banks found out about it. So all my deals fell through. So then I went into stocks and I went and hit for $1 million. And I paid cash for the deal, but it had to go in like 25 grand extra because I'm like, hey, I need 8 days. I need 8 days to get the money, and it wasn't coming in time through just because the financial system so slow. Like if we went through like Bitcoin or whatever, it's like it's instant, right? So it sucks that it's always on the financial end where it's like out of my hands. I'm just trying to get money from this platform to here, but everything takes too long.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the nice thing about a private deal is you don't have the pressures of, a lot of competition on the deal, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Even the commercial building was a private deal. So I bought a trailer off of him, like for construction, and I planted the seed. I was like, what about your building? And he had a furniture store in there, and he's been in there for years. And then like a month later, he's like, okay, this is what I want. I want 400, and we worked it out to 380, but I give him 50 cash, and so, but then he turned around, came back. He's like, no, we want the 400. I gave him 400 cash, but 50 of it was under the table.
Yeah, yeah,
And that
gotcha.
was another private deal. And that's such a key, like it's such a good location. Next door, I also own some land and another house there too. So, and then over here is like a hotel, which
Yep,
I have goals into trying to obtain. So,
yep,
we're trying to get real estate, like actual big chunks of land, and somewhere where it's geographically, maybe it's a good location, and try
yep,
to own these blocks. So that's kind
yep.
of where what I'm trying to do. And the only way to do that is to go private, because nobody's gonna just up and sell. They're selling just like small little parts, right?
Sure.
But the big people aren't selling.
Yeah, for sure. They're just land banking.
Yeah, they're just land banking, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
all it is. And it's like,
yeah.
what do you need? What do you really need for us to just take it back? Like, if I knew Jimmy Patterson, we have some crazy land. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. He owns all the canneries here. He
Oh,
owns
really?
the
Okay.
land. Yeah, he owns
Yeah.
he owns all the canneries. He owns crazy land, prime location, waterfront. It's like, Jimmy, donate it to me. Please, Jimmy, donate it to me. Someone reach out to Jimmy. Get that guy to donate to Tilt
He's not a
Ventures.
long lost
We'll break.
uncle or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know, but he's born and raised like in BC. I think he's like one of the richest guys in Canada. It's
Yeah,
like, come on, Jimmy, just please, before your time is up, just donate to me.
just give it to me.
Yes.
So what's the end game here?
The
What's your
end
goal?
game is to, be like Robert Kiyosaki, be like Kenny, be like those guys. That's the end game, where it's like, I was downtown in Vancouver for like a month and a half. We went all over. I want a high rise, and I want to live at the top of the high rise.
Gotcha.
These are the aspirations, these are the goals, and in order to unlock these things, you have to do it through investing, and just
Sure.
I don't have any educational background other than like my grade 12, but
Yep.
we have perspectives, and we have other people's perspectives that
Gotcha.
are doing this.
Yep. Good for you.
But end game is, try to obtain, if I can own 1/4 of Rupert, that would be
You'd
end
be
game.
in a
That'd
good
be pretty
way.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Very good.
we like
So
giving
what's
back to the community.
so what's your day look like? Like what's a day in the life of David Sandu?
All right, so I got two young kids. So I got
Yep.
a 18-month-old, and I got a 5-year-old.
Well, you got
And
your hands full.
yeah, hands full. And my wife, she's going back to work. She's going back to teaching. She loves to teach, so she's going to the local um, Catholic school. And my daughter's
Gotcha.
actually going there as well for kindergarten. But day to day, we usually wake up around 6 o'clock, uh, and then the kids will wake up, and then my wife will wake up. She usually gets a little bit uh, a break in the morning, because she runs the house.
Yeah, she's going full
She,
throttle.
she's full throttle.
Yeah.
She cooks the meals. She cleans the house. She washes the dishes. She does the laundry. She does everything. I watch the kids, or usually my son, the youngest, a little bit
Yep.
tougher. He's just all over the place. So I'm usually with them all day. We go.
Yep.
We'll leave. Actually, sometimes I'll go on a bike ride at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'll bike to my building, and
Yep.
I'll just unlock it, get ready. Like, there's nothing there, but we're planning to build a half pipe downstairs for my son, and like, so my day to day is just like dedicated to my children, but we're still on the phone, through
Yep.
emails, through
Yep.
texting, we still have to run that show, right? But
Yep.
and then the guys usually start work at 10 o'clock. So I have like a crew of individuals who will go out to different houses. We don't have any clients.
Yep.
We don't. We buy my own stuff. I hire my own guys, and
Yep.
we just do it that way, right? We're not looking for any clients. We have like 7 different projects on the go right now, which is
Wow.
just getting the house. Yeah, just getting the houses up to par, and
Yep.
then renting them out through
Yep.
Tilt Housing, leveraging what we can, and going and get more cash flow stuff. But yeah, it's basically kids. Morning, afternoon, maybe drop them off at my mom's. We never really did, but now we're starting to a little bit more. For the first 5 years, we never did. We did parental leave for 18 months. We did all that twice, and so our kids, my kids are my first and foremost. So all day long, kids. We'll go to the project. We'll take my son there. Then basically all day we're running around the projects with the kids.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Good.
Whether it's my daughter or my son usually.
So are you doing any networking, like any online networking or anything like that, like LinkedIn or anything like that?
I do have a LinkedIn, but I have like maybe 7 followers. I mean, we just went public in my town, right? I got my logo outside of my building, Tilt headquarters. There's a big logo there. It says Tilt HQ. That's where all the contracting is done, all the housing, all the companies are going to be done within there. That one day that building through the holding company is going to be worth tons and tons, but that tons and tons is going to be spent in Rupert.
Gotcha.
We only want to really invest in Rupert because it's like the next closest town. They have franchises, they have walk-in clinics. The next town, they have it. All the other towns, like, guys, are we that volatile? Nobody wants to. Are we too risky in our town? Because we've had mills come and go, like the pulp mill and stuff.
You have a Tim Hortons?
We do have a Tim Hortons.
Oh, okay, good.
But that's the thing, is like we are working towards we do have a Tim Hortons. No drive-through though. We have one drive-through in all of town, and the guy that used to own it was a good friend of mine. He sold it for within like a year and a half or something, for like a million profit, and now he owns 3 more in Calgary.
Oh,
and
wow.
So I was like, so you're just flipping franchises. That's another perspective. It's like,
sure,
you can do that. And then another guy tells me, he's like, you can hire physicians out of high school, out of med school. You can bring these people to town. You can start all this privately. And it's like, yes, we can. Absolutely, we can. And nobody's doing it until now. So we do a lot of risky investing. So we usually we do a lot of sports betting. Last year we netted like 450 G's through sports and
through betting. Wow, good for you.
Through betting.
Wow.
And I show it all on my Instagram page. And so some days
do you? Okay, good.
Yeah. So some days we have like 30 grand on a football game, and some days are, and that's the other thing. Yeah. So last season was crazy, and that's where the office is, Tilt headquarters. So that's where we're going to be doing all the betting, all the investing, TVs on the wall, bar, pool table. Like it's just a private investment firm. And so
Gotcha.
all the stocks get done there, the betting gets done there, and the housing and everything gets done in there, instead of going to the city and always having to ask for this and that. And they're like, you need to get something on in a pen and paper on writing this and that. And now I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's do it this way.
Good for you. Now, let me ask, with regards to your Instagram, what's your handle? David Sandhu?
No. So my Instagram for my business page is tilt_ventures.
Oh, perfect.
And so, so that I don't have anything on my posts, but if you go through the highlights, it'll tell you
your stories.
The stories.
Yep.
If you go to the very right side, will be the starting. And that was one like 9 weeks ago.
Yep.
And it's crazy because I show the whole process. All my stocks.
Yep.
Up 200 grand today. Up 700. Like I show it all.
Good for you. It's very transparent.
So we show the puts we're doing on some of these stocks, the calls that we have, and it's not just one stock. My portfolio has over 100 different stocks. So
wow.
Yeah, so we dove really, really deep into stocks during my parental leave. Every day, up at 5:30, researching and day trading every single day, and that opened up crazy because I made 700,000 US in one day. I'm like, you can do that?
That's incredible. Good for you. Now, did you take a course on that, or you?
I did no courses, not self-taught.
Good for you.
YouTube, through just self-taught. We've lost tons of money, mind you. January was really rough. We lost a lot in stocks that actually went up a significant amount, but then expired worthless.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, we learned many times, and this time we got out during the pop, and now it's just we have seasons. So right now my quarter one season is about to start, and that's because we're going to dive into stocks and NFL coming this Thursday. So this Thursday,
Perfect.
NFL season starts. Yeah, so we start a little bit smaller, but over the duration, it gets pretty wild. Some days we have six figures on the line. It's pretty crazy. People don't know this. Like,
So you're playing some, if they're expiring you're playing some pretty short-term options then. You're probably
I am.
less than 30 days, right?
Yeah. My AMC ones I held from February. So from February, they were down 60%.
Yeah.
Those same ones went up 630%.
Gotcha.
One of my stock options went up 7,800%. And
Wow.
so so we know when to jump in the premiums.
You got your limits. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I've done Tesla on days they were about to go into earnings.
Oh, and wow.
We've lost the entire amount, negative 97% within like 5 hours.
Wow.
So, so we've experienced.
It's a lot of fun to watch. I don't have the nerve to do it.
No, that's the thing. You have to be able to stomach losses. And the thing is, like, I was so tied to money. I was like, because I worked so hard for it, and my mom worked so hard for it, and being raised most of my life was a single mother, and knowing that I had to go work at a cannery cutting fish 12 hours a day, and she would pick up the checks. And same with my sister, we'd work and she would pick up the checks, because it's like, we're not made out of money. So so I was so tied to it until I just have no value for it anymore. Like, I have less value than the normal person for it. So that's where the risk comes in. We've learned over time, risk is built into the bloodline.
Good for you. Now, do you get into the crypto space at all, or no?
We do. So we've been I've been into crypto since like 2017. We were on an app called eToro back then. You can use it in Canada, but during that crypto boom in 2017, they eliminated Canadians from using it. One of the stories I have is I went all in on Litecoin at $73, and I woke Litecoin, LTC.
Yeah, Litecoin,
yeah. So back in 2017, I went all in for like. Back then, money wasn't all around us or whatever, but I went all in for like 24 grand or something like that. And I woke up and it was up to, from $73, it was up like $300. And I was oh my God,
won
you
lottery.
can do this? Yeah. So we've been kind of experimenting, and now through betting, we just shift money through different apps. So we get it to Ethereum to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to onto the platform. And we can also get paid out in Bitcoin now. So
gotcha.
That is the goal, because I do believe that crypto is a large part of the future, especially with tech. Just there's no stopping tech right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I think this thing's got wheels now. I don't think you can stop this machine now.
It's like the government's gonna stop it. Like, I only dabble in U.S. equities. I don't touch Canadian equity because they're just not risky enough, or what? I'm just.
And there's not as many options. If you're playing options, there's not as many as you're going to find in the States.
Absolutely.
Right?
They're not. It's not as volatile. You don't get that much volume in Canadian equities, but in the U.S. market, you get so much volume some days, right? So, I YOLO'd my wife's RRSPs and stuff like that in the same ones that I did. So she's up a bunch of money on them as well, and so. No, it's been a good learning curve. I wouldn't do too risky, too crazy for my wife, but we only do what we know.
Yeah, for sure. So how can our audience help you? Like, what kind of message do you want to get out to our people?
I'm just looking to show people that it's through real estate, you can your generational wealth can change. Through giving back, through philanthropy, you will change your own generational wealth. And just through basic investing, just basic. People give their money away to try to get 2%, 3% return. That's like, guys, you can just throw your money at the S&P 500 to get like a 10% or 8% return, or better yet, why not through real estate? People think it's such a headache for tenants. and because they have such a close tie to, you know, their belongings, or the
Yep.
house getting damaged. Guys, you have to understand, you have to be able to stomach these things. But through that, your generational wealth it has to change because of inflation. Just pure inflation
For
and
sure.
asset inflation. Just
Yeah.
they print more, so my stuff is worth more. I never asked them to print more,
Yeah.
make my stuff worth more, but it's just through them printing money.
Yep.
Everything's, you know, it used to be $3 for a jug of milk, but why is it not $3 anymore? It's because, guys, the dollar's not worth as much as it is.
That's right.
Used
Yeah,
to be.
the emperor has no clothes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah. And
Well, we
I'm
want to
just
make you
looking
the
to
prince.
show.
We want to make you the Prince of Prince Rupert.
That's so funny.
Listen, how can people reach you?
I just want to show people that taking in through housing and not gouging our community and giving back through commerce, everything's possible. And right now we're in a journey because this is uncharted territory. None of my family do this.
Yeah,
no one I know
good for you.
does this,
Good for
other
you.
than like some of my family members. They are into real estate. I would say after I got into it, which is,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, that's
which is
good.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so
Future partners.
yeah, maybe future partners. Maybe
Yeah.
that's where the ventures comes in, and the tilt. That's just the up and downs. That's in gambling. Tilt is when you're just the ups and downs, the ups and downs.
That's great. Well, David, I love your energy. I think it's great. I like the fact that you're dabbling in all kinds of different things. And
Yeah, we got tons of stuff.
I'm sure at some point you're going to find something that, you know, it's going to be, you know, this is the one I want to concentrate on the most. And I think you're going to hit it out of the park.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I
Awesome.
definitely do it. And it's great to talk to you. And you know, just if you want, follow the journey on Tilt Ventures, because it is an absolute journey. The office is going to get done right now. We just gutted the entire place. You know, we're going to slowly get a half pipe downstairs. Upstairs is going to be completely dedicated to my family and my kids.
Perfect. Good for you.
Yeah, and it's paid off. You know, we paid $400 for it. It's already paid off. We only own the city. No pressure.
Perfect.
Time is on my side now.
Perfect.
You know, a lot of the stuff is paid off, and now it's about just leveraging. And now I'm going to try to leverage every single thing I can in order to reinvest that into my community, because I think this town it needs it so badly.
Yeah, it sounds like a real opportunity. That's for sure.
Absolutely, it is.
All right. Well, they can find you at David, Tilt
underscore Ventures
at
on Instagram. Yeah, gotcha. Absolutely. Okay, I don't have a big following right now, but
okay, good.
Yeah.
You have a phone number?
I do.
You have one you want to send? You want to tell anybody, or you want to send an email out to anybody, or?
So my email, davidsandu@hotmail.com.
Perfect.
That's my.
Okay. That's the best way to get a hold of you.
That's the best way to get a hold of me. That or through Tilt Ventures.
Okay, perfect. David, thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. It was great meeting you too, and maybe down the road, and you know, few months or 6 months down, we'll get an update.
We'll have to follow up. Yeah, you bet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
All right. Well, good to see you.
Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day.
Okay, you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.